What's up, core reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Listen, I am finally back to filming, and I already cannot really keep up with all the teen mom news happening. What is tea, you guys? What is going on? And I mean, seriously, what the heck is going on? The first video I published was for my channel members. You can hit the join button if you want to have access to that, but it was a rumor surrounding Ryan Edwards and his girlfriend Amanda. Okay. And then I just filmed about the Caitlyn and Tyler, the Carly drama. And now here comes Chris Lopez here to talk about the time he called the cops on KAIL. He's pretty much saying that like there was a time where KAIL just like up and left with their children. And he was supposed to have his visitation time with them, and she just stopped responding to him, and she wasn't even in the state with the kids. Like a lot of stuff like that went down. And I'm gonna share that with you guys, okay? Like I'm really like shocked by this. This isn't the first time that KAIL has been accused of doing something like that. In fact, I know that there was a time when she had like her Sensi, like she was doing some kind of like a pyramid kind of company or whatever, and there was some sort of like a trip, but it was falling on Father's Day weekend, which was, you know, Joe's time with Isaac, and she wanted Joe to just give up his Father's Day time with like Isaac and his whole family so that she can take Isaac to this trip, this cruise or something like that. There was also a time with Javi where she was not supposed to take Lincoln with them to Hawaii, but then she wanted to do it anyway. She said, I would sit in jail for my child to go on this vacation with us. Like she has a habit of doing this sort of thing, okay? Before we jump down Chris's throat, he also did post something else that I just noticed on his IG page that I wanted to take a look at with you guys. It says, it's by someone else called Jasmine Gary, and it says, I know there's people that have been traumatized because their side of the story was never told. People have looked at you crazy, tried to destroy your character, and even had people taking sides when they were clueless as to what was going on. But do you know God always leaves a ram in the bush? There's people who know truth and just shake their heads in disgust. There are others that know truth and are speaking on your behalf when you don't even know it. I'm a living witness. God will clear the way and reveal things you don't have to say to people. Do you really think God will sit and allow people to just destroy you? Nope. He lets them act a fool, then he drops truth, which can't be denied, and all the liars have to step aside. Step back, Satan, step back. Hold on, and God will give you closure. Somebody needed this. All right, so obviously he is really going through it. And you see this person right here who's like leaving this emojis. Dun, dun, dun. That is someone related to him. That is Heather. I don't know if that's his aunt or something like that, or his sister, but yeah, Heather Lopez Gonzalez. Now let's get into the video and the post and text with Natalie. Okay, first of all, listen, Chris, I think it sucks that you're in this situation, but I can't feel bad for you because this is your own doing. You are a college educated man that decided to go ahead and knock up a woman who already had 2 kids and 2 different men, and she was on TV, and you saw how she treated these men on TV, or you could have if you decided to interest yourself in it. You should do this kind of research, right, before you get yourself involved with people. And then you already had a girlfriend at the time. If you had stayed faithful to your girlfriend, none of this would have ever happened. You would have never knocked up KAIL the first time, and you already went through a lot knocking her up the first time, but you decided to go ahead and do it a second time. So I will never, ever, ever, ever feel bad for you and the situation you decided to put yourself in. Let's just check that. Now, so this is a text exchange with Natalie, and Chris is the blue bubble. He's asking Natalie, where was Creed for South Carolina? Because I brung that up. She wouldn't let me see or talk to them until the next day. Natalie responded, are you talking about when she took the 3 older boys to Myrtle Beach with Kristen and Corey? And the cops and you were at the house? Chris, yes. Natalie, Biggie, who's Creed, was home at her house with me. After the situation happened with the cops and you, she flew us out the next morning so she wouldn't get caught not abiding the custody order. So it seems like in true KAIL fashion, she decided to disrespect the father's time with the children or child, and pretty much take the child on like some kind of vacation, which is, you know, again, something that she has a habit of trying to do or doing in the past. Now, Chris Lopez, the video is in the second bubble, but before we get to the video, this is what he had to say about everything that he's sharing and why he's sharing it. Quote, I share this to bring attention and awareness. Recently, I did some questions on my story. I was asked about the biggest challenge I face with each of my children's mothers. I answered about both, but I'm going to highlight this since it seems to be a topic of discussion. Now, it's no secret about my co-parenting struggles, but as the stories are told and narratives are pushed about me, this is just a small example of what it's been like trying to be an active dad in his children's lives. This post is simply to say no more. This specific incident happened in 2023, and I still deal with similar situations in 2024. I'm not expecting immediate change, but the longer we stay quiet about this type of stuff or continue to act like these types of things aren't happening, the easier we make it for people to continue to do and get away with it. If you have a parent wanting to be a part of the kids' lives, why try to stop it? Side note, the text messages information I asked about after we already had our court date. It's always been about the kids. Hashtag fathers matter. Hashtag point me out. Hashtag surviving chaos. And obviously, the whole thing is KAIL in the chaos. And Chris now is all about surviving that chaos, right? Now here's the video.
Cop there, that's Natalie's car. And another cop just pulled up. We're currently at KAIL's house trying to figure out where Creed is because Natalie isn't answering the phone and telling me the whereabouts of my son. And KAIL, the mother, is not replying to me and decline my calls when I have it in the order it states I'm allowed to have my child. I just want to know where my child is. So we got one cop there.
So there you go. Cop car, Natalie's car, KAIL's house. And then he says there's a car that he could see in the rear mirror there. Listen, sorry, Chris. Sorry. This sucks. It really, really does, I imagine. But like I said, you had a girlfriend. You decided to go F around on her. Guess what happens when you F around? You find out. This is very unfortunate stuff. It really, really is. But people, take your reproductive choices and health more seriously. Stop running around having kids with random people you don't even want to fully commit to in a relationship anyway, right? You end up in these kinds of situations. You really, really do. It is not a good thing at all. And like I said, KAIL already had a pattern of this sort of thing with her with her other baby daddies. So why would you walk in, and decide to be the third one? That is just craziness. It really, really is. That's not to excuse KAIL because what she's doing is, very reckless and foolish. And this can have serious consequences for her down the line, especially as someone who already got arrested for hitting Chris. She was charged with offensive touching and everything. I think that's 2022 or 2023. So when you also add into the fact that now she's also not following custody orders, and that was also the case with other baby daddies, they've also accused her of the same thing. It leads to a pattern of poor behavior that can come back to bite her one day when it comes to custody court. I think it's very interesting that Natalie was doing that text exchange with Chris to confirm everything it was that he was about to go ahead and post on the Instagram. She's like, yup, KAIL snatched them boys. She brought them to Myrtle Beach. Yup, we flew out the next day so that she could hide it all. All right, Natalie. And just to remind you, Natalie and Chris have recently been hanging out. He shared this to his Instagram page. It was from a couple months ago in July, allowing Natalie to spend some time with Creed. Natalie was there for Lex and Creed, living as a live-in nanny for KAIL. She was also, of course, there for the other children, but she was mainly brought on for those two. Natalie was also one of the first to find out about KAIL being pregnant with twins, and she kind of disappeared before the twins were even born. So they left on very bad terms. Natalie's been shading KAIL a lot on social media. She says that KAIL is just a social media mom. She's not a great mom in real life. And so it doesn't surprise me that she's decided to go ahead and, team up with Chris, who hates KAIL at this point. But, men are so fascinating to me, just interesting. What is it they always say to women? Choose better. Choose better. Whew. Listen, guys, I have to prepare. I've got some friends coming over. I'm hosting a fajita night. We're gonna make some fajitas here at my place. So I gotta get some things done before they come on over. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know how you feel about this story. It sucks, right? But again, you wouldn't be in this position if you did not cheat on your girlfriend. You wouldn't be in this position if you did not bone a girl raw that you didn't even want to be with. you know, and you did it not once, but twice. Congratulations. You played yourself for the rest of your life. Good luck with that. Let me know what you think about this, you guys, in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. And Elijah, take note.